Yeah, thank you so much, Aditya, for the invitation and opportunity to present this. Also, apologize for the delay in joining. I'll be talking on OCT biomarkers in polypoidal choroidal vasculopathy. And one of my favorites in general, whenever I give talks on various OCT and technology, is that these terminologies keep changing. In fact, for my fellows, I say that by the time you join your fellowship and by the time you finish your fellowship, there will be significant changes in various terminologies. But it's important to know that it's not the names that we need to remember. If you understand the disease, the pathophysiology behind any signs, that needs to be understood, and you can keep building on in the future also, because names will keep changing. By the time you retire, probably it would have changed many more times. So understanding pachychoroid and pachychoroid disease is important. Pachychoroid is thick choroid. Just the presence of thick choroid does not mean that the patient has any disease. As you can see on the left hand side, you can see the halar layer, satellar layer, and the choriocapillaris underneath, the dark line beneath the RP. It's all intact, and this patient would be doing well with good vision. Whereas in pachychoroid disease, while you have this dilated Pachy vessel in the halar layer, it's compressing the satellar layer. As you can see, the satellar layer here is fine, is here, it's fine. Here it's compressed, as well as the choriocapillaries. You see the choriocapillaries here is very nice, but here there is a compression. And if you probably do an FA, that's might be the area where you will have those leaks. So pachychoroid disease is something which we need to understand, and it's not just pachychoroid. Coming to OCT biomarkers of PCV, new and new biomarkers will keep coming in the future also, as more and more better technologies come or better understandings come. But you will start seeing some changes or differences from what we have known so far. Uh, One of them is that the consensus group on PCV has said that it should not be called polyp, it should be called as polypoidal lesion for various reasons. But one of the biomarkers on OCT is a thumb-like lesion. As you can see here, you see a sharp elevated peak or a thumb-like peak. This is what should raise suspicion of PCV. In fact, among the OCT criteria for diagnosis of PCV, this is one of the criteria. And what is the sharpness? If the angle of elevation is more than 70 degrees, at this time they are given a cutoff of 70 degrees. If the angle of elevation is 70, 80, or 90 degrees, like here it's almost perpendicular from the RP, that's when you call it as a sharp peak PED, and you should consider PCV in such cases. The second diagnostic criteria on OCT is notched PED or a multilobulated PED. Here you can see multilobulations of pigment epithelial detachment. In fact, these are hemorrhagic pigment epithelial detachment. You can see the line scan going through the polypoidal lesion. This is actually a notched PED, but the other criteria for suspecting or diagnosing PCV on the basis of OCT is a hyporeflective lumen, a ring-like lesion under the RP. So you see this ring-like lesion. This is also considered as a diagnostic criteria. So far we have considered tall peak PED or thumb-like PED, a multilobulated or notched PED, and a ring-like lesion under the RP detachment is also highly suggestive of PCV. Another important sign is the double layer sign. The double layer sign is a separation of the RPE from the Brooks membrane. So for anyone to understand biomarkers on any disease, you must know the normal OCT anatomy. So this is the RPE and this is the Brooks membrane, and you see this in between there is a reflective lesion, and that reflective lesion is what is used to be called as branching vascular network, which is basically choroidal neovascularization. So this is actually a neovascularization. We used to call it BVN, now it's a branching neovascular network, so they call it as BNN. So whatever terminology it is, this is the double layer sign or neovascularization. At the edge of this, you may have polyps. So this is another important biomarker for PCV. So this is the group PCV consensus group who had uh, Given these criteria, this has been published in ophthalmology this year, and they have shown this tall peak PED, hyporeflective ring-like lesions, and multilobulated or a notched PED. You have the double layer sign, a dilated Haller's layer. If there is more subretinal fluid, it's a very important sign again. In many ARMD lesions, you'll have intraretinal fluid and subretinal fluid in different proportions. But in PCV, what is seen normally is a very high amount of SRF, but very minimal amount of intraretinal fluid. So that's also an indicator for PCV, but it's not an important criteria. The important criteria are tall peak PED, hyporeflective ring lesion, and notch PED or multilobulated PED, and a double layer sign. So these are the four main. And then on fast OCT, you can have at the level of the RP, an irregular RP, and if you have subretinal hemorrhage more than 4 days diameters and an orange nodule, these are the non-OCT criteria for PCV. This is another picture from the same consensus study. You can see the tall peak PED, and there can be within the PEDs, there can be another lesion like a polypoidal lesion. Coming to a little bit about OCT angiography, why we have not discussed OCT angiography and only OCT, because OCT angiography is not very good in detecting polypoidal lesions. On the right is ICG, on the left is OCT angiography. What you can see is that there is in the choriocapillary slab, there is a network of vessels, which is the branching neovascular network or BVN. It is good. OCT angiography is very good in detecting the neovascular complex, but it's not good in detecting the polyps. So in this patient who has polyps, this OCT angiography has not picked them up. But OCT is good in detecting the polyps, as you can see here on the scan above, and the double layer sign. If you look at the scans below, you will be able to see the double layer sign. So structural OCT overall is now considered better than OCT angiography for non-ICG diagnostic of PCV. This is another case from one of my patients who has multiple notch PEDs with subretinal hemorrhage. Uh, this is one of the features, and there can be quiescent PCV. Why I'm bringing it up is not all cases of PCV need to be treated. Some of them are inactive, or some of them may be in very advanced stage of scarring. This patient has, as you can see, a thumb-like lesion. There is also a notch here, but there is no fluid. So this patient can be observed as long as it's extramacular and the patient has good vision. Coming to a little bit about recurrence patterns, while at baseline we may not do ICG in many patients, but what about recurrence? Can you look at OCT and still predict recurrence, or look at early recurrence? Now, recurrence, if you see on ICG, a lot of patients will have late geographic hyperfluorescence. After treatment, if you give some gap, the vascularity or the neovascularization starts coming up again, and later on you may have polyps coming back again, but initially it's the neovascular network which comes back again. And if you can see this ICG from different time points, you can see initially only the network is remaining. Remember that branching network never will go away, it will always stay, but the late geographic hyperfluorescence will start coming on later on along with polyps. But what about OCT? Can you look at the OCT and look at worsening or recurrence? So if the double layer sign is increasing in height, or if the double layer sign is increasing in width, that is an indication, a non-ICG indication, that this patient is worsening or having recurrence. So in conclusion, OCT angiography is good to detect the branching neovascular network complex, but OCT, structural OCT bead scans are good to detect the polypoidal lesions compared to OCT angiography. Thumb-like lesion, sharp peak PD, and notch PD are the important criteria for PCV on OCT, and recurrence should be suspected on OCT when the double layer sign enlarges in height or width. Thank you very much for your kind attention.